Welcome to Breaking Dawn.
All right, so good morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. It is Monday morning and a busy Monday it's going to be. We got Eid Nights coming up at the top of the hour as usual on a Monday, and we have an old friend of Breaking Dawn, a man who has worked on the program before as one of the two Dotish men. He goes by the name of, well, Mr. X is what he uses on radio and television, but his real name is Gerard Small, and he is the COP candidate in the coalition of parties under the United National Congress for St. Anne's East. So we're going to have a little chat with my old partner, Mr. X, this morning, man. All right? And so we move on this morning to the Newsday. Good morning to all the regional viewers, everybody watching us internationally. We're going to take a look inside of the Newsday very quickly here because we want to at least accommodate one session before we get to Mr. X, all right? And we're going to get things started here. We do not have the physical Newsday in studio, but we do have it online. So, Acting Commissioner of Police says, SOE threat averted, 10 detainees charged. I don't know if to laugh or to cry. Not the police, eh? The authorities call a state of emergency from since December to April 13th, yesterday. During that period of time, murders still took place at a rapid rate. If you compare it to last year, which was the highest ever murder rate, well, you're going to get a lower number in comparison to where you were. But if you compare it to other years, that was not the highest ever murder rate. You would see that it was almost on par with the 575 or the 550 something, which is totally ridiculous under a state of emergency. And after the country has been under a state of emergency from December to April, you are saying that a threat has been averted and 10 people lock up. 10? 10. This many people will be charged. Out of all the people on the whole, this many people will be charged. 10. Boy, I tell you. PNM's women rally behind parties' candidates. Palm Sunday through a lens. Anglican bishop says, don't be threatened by seeing others do well. Archbishop Gordon says, fast from social media. Focus on Jesus for the Holy Week. And we're in a short week here. This is the week leading into the Easter weekend. UNC slams PNM's crime plan as recycled and unrealistic. Anglican bishop says, pray, show kindness during election season. Judge awards engineer 80,000 for unlawful police raid. NTA disappointed in people celebrating death of Dragon Gas deal. The TTMA head says proposed US tax on Chinese ships will push up prices. Well, obviously. US-China tariff shock affects feminine sanitary supplies in Trinidad and Tobago. All right, and those are some of the headlines in the paper this morning. All right, and there will be others, but, you know, usually Newsday doesn't have their online website as up-to-date as what is going to happen in the newspaper. So I can't really go further because I don't even know what's on the front page of the paper this morning. But what we will discuss after the break is what was on the front page of the Express on Saturday. But nevertheless, we get to some information before we take the break. So Olive's House. I want to remind you all that there is a place called Olive's House, and it is a senior care facility. It's the best in the country, and it's located in Sangre Grande, all right? So it's beautifully situated with a spacious main area, full living and dining rooms, fully equipped medical wards, also assisted living quarters, and that's inclusive of all required amenities. Now, this facility is designed to offer comfort, freedom of movement, and support to your loved ones in their senior years. And Olive's House is operated 24/7 by a staff of professional, qualified geriatric personnel with hot meals prepared daily according to specified dietary requirements. Now, the service is always warm and friendly, as all clients are treated with the respect and dignity that their years demand. So find out more about the services offered by contacting Olive's House Senior Care Facility on 232-6367, 291-7919, or 374-4165. You can also find them on Facebook and Instagram, and that is Olive's House. The other thing I want to tell you all about very quickly here is Chef Shiraz. So Chef has 3 courses. They will start on the 26th of April. They are the Creative International Cuisine, the Certificate in Culinary Arts. That's a big one. That's where you get the certificate. All right, the cake decorating, and there is a payment plan, and tons of job opportunities available. So make sure, call Chef, get registered today. The number to call or WhatsApp is 372-4639 or 737-5097. Make sure and contact Chef today and get started. Entrepreneurship, all right? Culinary arts is a terrific way to go. Also, I want to remind you guys about Jameson. Yes, so improve your wellness with 1,800 milligrams of omega-3 to support your heart and brain function each day. And it's here for your health with Jameson Omega-3 Complete. Find it today at your local pharmacies and redeem your Jameson's coupons before April ends at all leading pharmacies on Jameson products store-wide. All right, so make sure and check them out and get those coupons redeemed, people, before April ends, okay? And finally, Run Stefan Run. Do not forget that Run Stefan Run is definitely on Sunday, May 25th. If you are not registered yet online, I don't know what you're waiting on, because the first 200 people to register will get those nice top-of-the-line polos that, you know, we got contributed by Habibs. Habibs, good morning to Habibs on Charlotte Street in Port of Spain. Habibs gave us, you know, X amount, and that's top quality. And I will reward people for registering early and being one of the first 200 people to register with those polos. All right, we have other jerseys as well that we've gotten sponsored, some through Mr. William Monroe, who I want to thank a lot. He's also sponsoring the second place prize, one of the second place prizes. So I want to thank him for that. And we have some other jerseys that we're waiting on, and we should get within this week here, and I'll find out exactly what the count is and then what I had to look for. But everything is moving forward, full steam ahead. Medals for all participants, cash prizes for the top 10 finishers, and that includes a $5,000 first prize. All right, all the way down to 10th place at $500. This is the biggest. This is what we do with Run Stefan Run. I've created this event so that athletes have something to run for. Right? Not no $1,000 and no $1,200. $5,000 in your pocket. That is $1,000 per K. Yeah? If you look at it like that. Every K you run is $1,000. Right? If you're the winner. Now, outside of the athlete side, we give to charity as well. We're giving to 2 charities this year, and that is the Couva Children Crisis Center and the Autistic Society of Trinidad and Tobago. So we're giving to those 2 organizations this year. We want people to come out and support. It's $200 to register. You can register online at trinbagoevents.com. Do not wait till May, please. I'm begging all you. Register early now. Let us hit our target so we can start distribution and everything now. I want to thank SM Jaleel. SM Jaleel will be coming on board, I understand, in a big way. They're going to sponsor their water, will be the official water, and they're going to do product sampling on the morning, and I think they're even putting on a bouncy castle for the children. Yeah, it will be that kind of morning. It will be that kind of vibes. All right, and you're getting a complimentary breakfast. Yeah? Anyway, all let's sit down there, twiddle your thumbs, and don't get to the real thing, which is the registration. So with that, we're going to take a break, and when we come back from the break, we are going to engage in a conversation and your thoughts on that front page headline in the Express on Saturday, where it said that the UNC was using, what was the headline? The Express front page? What we done with the Newsday? UNC using blacks to divide. Young calls on voters to reject race tactics. Really? Really? We'll talk about that when we come back. Stay tuned.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
At the age of 12 years old, I attended Bishop Anstey High School. At the time, I didn't have access to a laptop and my mom couldn't afford it. But thankfully to the UNC government, I was able to have access to one, and it was so much easier to not have to worry about sending in my assignments on time. And I'm so grateful. Thanks, Auntie Cams. When UNC wins, everybody wins.
That was a paid political advertisement.
It's time to secure what matters most. Your family, your home, your peace of mind. Secure them all with Armor Security. Advanced protection starts from just $4 per day. Armor Security, powered by Flow, partnered with AllPro, inspired by you. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co to learn more.
Whether we are on the road or in a fence, we sure to mash it up. Cause we bring the energy, that's who we be. We party till we jump. Hey, Angel Larry. Yeah, man, boy, you ready for this one? I'm ready. Okay, let's go. I see people, plenty people. I see people, people.
The best buys and best savings just got even better at JTA Supermarkets. Eve Premium Chunk Tune and Vegetable Oil and Water, 4.9 ounces, 3 for $19.99. Fruit or juice drink, 1 liter, 2 for $19.99. Eve Sweetened Condensed Filled Milk, 385 grams, 3 for $24.99. Brunswick Mackerel, 425 grams, 2 for $19.99. Swiss Tomato Ketchup Spouch, 750 ml, 2 for $19.99. Brunswick Sardines and Soya Oil, 106 grams, 2 for $19.99. Swiss Macaroni, 400 grams, 3 for $19.99. Cara Coconut Milk Powder, 50 grams, 4 for $19.99. Flavorite Ice Cream, 3.2 liters, 2 for $99.99. Carlton's Choice Bathroom Tissue 12-pack, $19.99. Plus many more items, specials valid until April 6, 2025. JTA Supermarkets, where your total bill always costs less.
The biggest 5K in TNT takes place Sunday, May 25th at QRC. Start time 6 a.m. Run, step on, run. Breakfast inclusive. The highest payout of prize money for a 5K with a first prize of $5,000 and cash prizes up to 10th place. Lots of giveaway and medals for all participants. Registration is $200. Get registered now online at trinbagoevents.com. Call 345-3380 and 482-5531. Or visit Stefan Reese Production on Facebook for more info. Part proceeds goes to the Autistic Society of TNT and the Coover Children's Crisis Center.
The St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival 2025 on May 6th. Pure Jazz featuring Mateo Mancuso. On May 8th, Grammy-nominated Jasmine Hahn. I remember you. On May 7th, Kingdom Night, Maverick City Music. Gospel powerhouse Tasha Cobbs Leonard. On May 9th, Beanie Man and Bounty Killer unite. Young Brother, Patrice Roberts, Ricky T, The Story. On May 10th, the world unite for World Beats. Nigeria's Ruga. Joe Duet Feely. Summer Walker. The ultimate celebration on May 11th. Ronald Boo Hinkson. John Legend's soulful voice. Dance under the stars to Earth, Wind and Fire's hits. Purchase tickets at stluciajazzandartsfestival.com.
Before you take your omega-3 supplement, check for the natural product number NPN on the label. This unique code shows that Jameson products have approved rigorous Health Canada testing for safety and effectiveness. Unlike some supplements that carry disclaimers like not approved by the FDA, Jameson Omega-3 is the trusted choice, offering 1800 milligrams of EPA and DHA for heart health. Choose quality. Choose Jameson.
Anytime you see this one consistent, we go be the last man standing. From the time we shake up the band, watching people them start to jam, we'll be the last man standing. From the time we reach on the stage, we all mash up everything now. Everything go mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up. The whole party go mash up, mash up, mash up, mash up. Just call me Mr. Mash Up. Everything I get mash up. When I touch the stage, I make the people put their hands up. Yeah, you know we camera. That is how we.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
Everyday citizens are being burdened. Central bank data shows price increases from 2015 to 2024. Bread and cereals, 39.8% increase. Meats, 45.7% increase. Milk, cheese and eggs, 31.7% increase. Butter, margarine and edible oils, 66% increase. That is the legacy of this PNM government.
Time to rise up, TNT. Vote UNC.
It's a paid political advertisement.
Lent is here, and the castle is making fasting easy and tasty. With a fresh catch, seasoned local style, and cooked to golden perfection. Try the fish meal, the fish combo, the fish sandwich combo. Want more fish? Well, the Royal Fish Meal is for you. Or maybe you just want our famous fish sandwich. The delicious Lenten specials are hot and waiting for you at your nearest Royal Castle.
Hey! All you let we go Vincy Mass this year! I don't hear everybody talking about the vibes, the all-inclusive party, the juve, the street parade, and the competitions in pan, mass, and calypso. And don't talk about Soca Monarch. It's real bad. And to top it off, Vincy Mass is easy on the pocket, but it's classy and very safe. So all you let we go Vincy Mass this year is June 27th to July 8th. And we in that.
Book your tickets and accommodations early. For more information, email info@vincymass.vc or find them on IG at Vincy_Mass, on Facebook at Vincy Mass, or log on to www.vincymass.vc.
Let we go Vincy Mass 2025!
All right, people, so we're back on Breaking Dawn this morning. We're just about 90 minutes away. Not 90 minutes away, 90 minutes past the hour, 6 o'clock this morning. And Gerald Small is here. I use the government name, otherwise known as Mr. X. We're going to chat with him in just a little bit. We got about 6 minutes to basically take some calls on this Saturday Express front page, which was printed based on what the Prime Minister said on a platform as it relates to, well, I don't know, UNC using blacks to divide apparently, I don't know. But we're going to take some calls here now. Hello, good morning.
Morning, Stefan. Morning.
Morning. Hi there, cool man. What are your thoughts on that headline on Friday, on Saturday?
Absolutely absurd. Absurd. It is disgusting that it was even suggested that this is happening. I think people in this country had enough of this race politics, and it is becoming apparent now because the PNM has shown that they don't care for black people in this country. And in fact, they don't care for nobody.
Okay.
Understand? Only their elitist friends. So what do you expect to have happen? The last government that treat people remotely good in this government, in this country, was the partnership. This government that here now that going to lose on the 28th, God spare life, is show people that they don't care for people.
Okay.
Just by their actions and just by what they did. And one more thing I want to say, Stefan. People saying about this dragon gas, we're not saying it's not a bad thing, but it's how willing the Prime Minister and Stuart Young and all of them was willing to sit down with a criminal and cut a deal. That is the worrying problem. And not just cut a deal, give you an NDA too.
Yeah,
Why would you do something like that, right, with a criminal? That is the problem we have with the deal. Not that the deal wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
You understand? And anyway, Stefan Boyd, have a good one and enjoy your week.
Yeah, man, you too. All right, that's the Go Central on the inside. I'm going again. I'm going to take another one here. Morning.
Morning, Stefan. I didn't read the article, and maybe some people mightn't read it, but the topic itself, UNC using blacks to divide. It don't have much white people in the country. I could say that for sure. But I know the narrative. The last election, a lot of persons in the East-West corridor of African descent were very, very upset to see the sight of somebody using an ad, the UNC using an ad, of a man of African descent eating grass. And if it is you're not an African person, you won't understand. I shouldn't say that. If you're not empathetic to the African person, seeing something like that, somebody say, hey, that hurt me. No. If you want to dismiss that, then you're hurting your campaign. You can't dismiss if someone feels that, hey, listen, I think you're targeting a particular, if that's how they feel, that's how they feel. Now, you can disagree with it. And maybe somebody who's not conscious of the same thing, of African descent, might disagree with it. But if there's a particular narrative that could hurt your campaign, people should listen to it. Either side. And you can have a back and forth conversation and say, well, PNF will do the same thing too. But at the end of the day, it is a topic that was raised.
It's a sensitive topic, but at the end of the day, caller, I think, as the first caller alluded to, I think people fed up with this race-baiting politics, and I think, I think that the dynamic has just shifted because people feel that they have not been, people feel that they have not been treated fairly under this administration, and I think there's a shift.
And that's a legitimate feeling to explore. But if this topic keep coming up, every time this topic keep coming up, to dismiss it out-handedly is to tell somebody, I don't really care what you think,
All right,
and
well,
that too,
we will come. All right, well, no problem. But we will come back to it in the second hour after Ignites because I want to say something on this. But and I'll open the phone line and take some calls as well. But thanks a lot. I understand where you're coming from. All right, let me go again. Yeah, morning. Hello, morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Why is only around election time the race monsters come out, People can say what they want. Now, if I tell you something, if PNM had this election in the bag, they wouldn't resort to these kind of tactics. You understand? Because all of a sudden, now look at it this way. I in charge for the last 10 years. But I cannot come and tell you what I do to better your life in the last 10 years. All I could tell you is what Kamala thinking and what Kamala doing. But the most I could tell Kamala is make sure she don't have no camera in the toilet, Because apparently them know everything is man is.
All right, cool, man, no problem. No problem, but good point. You've been in power for 10 years. And I mean, after 10 years, your campaign should revolve around your accomplishment in a decade. You know what I mean? Morning.
Good morning, Stefan.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
I just want to say one thing before I say anything. You
Sure.
see that fella who does call you there and talk that fella is a real PNM. He does just only try to divert things. I just listen to him every time he talk. Me, I want to talk about it. I'm just telling you that. There.
Yeah, but he's in, but regardless of if he's PNM or whatever, he has an opinion. He's entitled, you know. No, but he's entitled to. No, I understand, but he's entitled to his opinion, and you see, the thing is, we must, yeah, but we must listen to both sides, and
I listen to both sides.
yeah, the theories on both sides, and then we have a discussion on it. You know what I mean? Not an argument. But go ahead.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
Yeah. I'm going to tell you this. You remember when they used in Tobago to stop the Calcutta ship from coming to Tobago?
Yeah, they said the Calcutta ship coming.
You on Sandy? Right.
Sandy, yeah. He said the Calcutta ship coming.
And then
Yeah.
they where PNM get real strength in Tobago because they vote out tops. Which that fella, I forget his name and who was the leader at tops. No, since that time,
Ashford Jack.
they're always using Ashford Jack. Yeah, they're always using the same tactics in Tobago since that time. You know what Rowley said? That Fali want to join with the UNC, and that is a threat to democracy. You understand what I'm saying? So that race card playing, Stefan, because a man have some right to say what he wants. But what I'm saying is the race card playing right through. And look, Fali had to come and defend again. He's not with the UNC. Why every time you're going with the UNC?
We'll get back to that in the second hour. Don't worry yourself. I'm going to say about that too.
Right.
Yeah, man, no problem.
So don't let no man use no human psychology on you and try to tell you
don't worry yourself.
I just want to do this stuff.
Yeah, well, you know me. All right, yeah. I just be sharp, you know. I know. We take this one more, and then we get into Jared Small. Hello, good morning.
Morning. Let's face it, there are two parties. One basically Afro, and the other one Indian.
Yeah.
And if you look at the meetings right now, a lot of Afro people now in the Indian party, to put it that way. So the threat on the corridor now is really threatening them. So they're trying to use anything that they can to dissuade blacks now from joining the UNC and staying with the PNM. The strategy failing right now because they have been using the 1% along the corridor, have all the businesses, and they have to travel the tongue and people have to migrate the tongue with all the NHA housing to stock them up to popular areas. So the EBC now could now change the demographics so they could always win. So what's happening here now, the seats in the south that they are accustomed in, the 4 seats in the south, is threatened now. San Fernando East, San Fernando West, Point 14 and Lavery. It's threatened. So they're looking all over. Tobago ain't looking so sure for them anymore. So in this case now, they're using everything and the race is the biggest card they could use. So when they say they're using blacks to divide, the blacks going across. So there's nothing they could do. People looking for betterment. People open their eyes now and they understand what's going on.
All right. Yeah, man. All right, we got to hold up on phone calls. So now we will come back to those phone calls after Ignites. We will continue the topic because a lot of people were talking about this over the weekend. As we go to the break, I want to remind you all about JNP Pest Control. Let me get JNP now. Yep. So JNP Pest Control Limited, experts in all types of pest control, ranging from termites to rodents, ants, cockroaches, lawn pests, and much more. And they are armed with the latest techniques and technologies, including fumigation for drywood termites. JNP Pest Control's professionally trained staff are ready to tackle even the most difficult infestations. And for a free inspection and quotation, contact them today at 61 to 65 Covine Road in Diego Martin. But you could also call them on 227-0835 or 250-8397. So those are the two numbers you will get them on. You can also email them at jppestcontrol@hotmail.com. Let them shield your home or business from pesky pest. And finally, Flow. That's right. Flow Armor. When we're talking about security, we're talking about your home, your personal space. No matter the space or the budget, your home deserves more than just security. It deserves armor security powered by Flow in partnership with All Pro, a home security solution that protects what matters most for just $4 a day. Visit Flow in store or online at discoverflow.co for details. Flow, bringing security home. And we take a break. Jared Small is coming up next. He's a candidate for St. Anne's East We'll find out how his walks have been going over the last few weeks or days, or however long he's been walking for. Stay tuned.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
Businesses win with lower taxes. Families win with no property taxes. You will win with dialysis clinics. Families will win when we give them legal firearms to defend their home. And the senior citizens will win of having doctors visit senior citizens in their homes. Our children will win with laptops, textbooks, expanded gate, and scholarships.
When UNC wins, everybody wins.
That was a paid political advertisement.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
Retalk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
The St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival 2025 on May 6th. Pure Jazz featuring Mateo Mancuso. On May 8th, Grammy-nominated Jasmine Hahn.
I remember you.
On May 7th, Kingdom Night, Maverick City Music. Gospel powerhouse Tasha Cobbs Leonard. On May 9th, Beanie Man and Bounty Killer unite. Young Brother, Patrice Roberts, Ricky T, The Story. On May 10th, the world unite for World Beats. Nigeria's Ruga. Joe Duet Feely. Summer Walker. The ultimate celebration on May 11th. Ronald Boo Hinkson. John Legend's soulful voice. Dance under the stars to Earth, Wind and Fire's hits. Purchase tickets at stluciajazzandartsfestival.com.
Coloring your hair is now easy with Bijan Easy Color for Men. Bijan's advanced cream formula prevents stains and drips, and it gets rid of the gray in 10 minutes. Bijan Easy Color for Men, for a natural color at no gray.
Whether we are on the road or in a fence, we sure to mash it up. Cause we bring the energy, that's who we be. We party till we jump. Hey, Larry. Yeah, man, go on. You ready for this one? I'm ready. Okay, let's go. I see people, plenty people. I see people, VIP people.
The biggest 5K in TNT takes place Sunday, May 25th at QRC. Start time 6 a.m. Run, step on, run. Breakfast inclusive. The highest payout of prize money for a 5K with a first prize of $5,000 and cash prizes up to 10th place. Lots of giveaway and medals for all participants. Registration is $200. Get registered now online at trinbagoevents.com. Call 345-3380 and 482-5531 or visit Stefan Reese Production on Facebook for more info. All proceeds goes to the Autistic Society of TNT and the Coover Children's Crisis Center.
Consult Vedic astrologer Tulasi Prasad, who offers profound insights into an individual's life path and astrology journey in Trinidad and Tobago. Master can guide you with astrology and horoscope readings, love spell casting, family disputes, marriage problems, health problems, job and business problems. Master also is experienced in effective black magic removal remedies, negative energy removal remedies, reuniting loved ones, and many more. To get Master's guidance, call us now.
At +1 868 398 7547, located in Trinidad and Tobago.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
The best buys and best savings just got even better at JTA Supermarkets. Eve Premium Chunk Tune and Vegetable Oil and Water, 4.9 ounces, 3 for $19.99. Fruit or juice drink, 1 liter, 2 for $19.99. Eve Sweetened Condensed Filled Milk, 385 grams, 3 for $24.99. Brunswick Mackerel, 425 grams, 2 for $19.99. Swiss Tomato Ketchup Spouch, 750 ml, 2 for $19.99. Brunswick Sardines and Soya Oil, 106 grams, 2 for $19.99. Swiss Macaroni, 400 grams, 3 for $19.99. Cara Coconut Milk Powder, 50 grams, 4 for $19.99. Flavorite Ice Cream, 3.2 liters, 2 for $99.99. Carlton's Choice Bathroom Tissue 12-pack, $19.99. Plus many more items, specials valid until April 6, 2025. JTA Supermarkets, where your total bill always costs less.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Healthy hair starts with Shamir. Restore starved, damaged, dropping hair with Shamir herbal hair products. Formulated scientifically with aloe, ratchet, and panthenol for growth and nourishment. Shamir.
All right, people, so we're back on Breaking Dawn this morning, and I tell you what, boy, our old face, old personality, back in the studio. He messaged me last week, he said, oh God, boy, I'm coming in Monday. I said, no problem. You just have to tell me when you're coming, you don't have to ask. Yeah. All right, so it is Gerard Small is the real name. That is the name that you will see on the ballot. All right, Mr. X is what he might be more famously be known as. All right, and Mr. X was one of the 2 Dotish men back in the day. He and Tim Timal, otherwise known as Pinocchio, and he's also been on radio doing his thing at 104.7 FM. Yeah. And now he has transitioned. He transitioned into a place that I always knew he was destined to transition to. So we're going to chat about that. So Mr. X, yeah, or Mr. Small.
Yeah, man. I must say,
good to see you.
I must say that I am proud of you. For the whole world to hear, I'm proud of you. I must say that. From where you started to where you are now, I am proud of you that you have made your mark in the talk show arena. You know, you have really stepped up to the game. You know, so I don't want to butt it up too much, but I'm just saying.
Well, I must say this. There has never been a time or a place where we bounce up, and he hasn't said that to me. No, I'm being honest with all you. We bounce up in Hawiti party. Because we still support the hit band, you know what I mean? And or whether it's Sammy or whoever, wherever we bounce up then, because we are fed. He just always tell me that he just say, boy, you're doing well thing. Sometimes I get a little message, ting, you know. So always been supportive, but I could tell people this, I learned plenty from this fella. You see this fella here? When we used to finish Breaking Dawn long time, that would be around what, 2016?
15,
somewhere around this.
Yeah.
When we finished Breaking Dawn, we used to go to my Freddy's in St. James and eat our breakfast. Yeah. And while we eating our breakfast, I used to get schooled. You know what I mean? Like classes start after Breaking Dawn.
And one thing you always, there's a saying that I use, right? You have 2 ears and 1 mouth. So you listen twice as much as you talk.
Yeah.
And you used to just, you're like a sponge boy. You just used to absorb all the information and listen and coach yourself in your mind. And then you come back next day and it's just explosive. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah,
I really appreciate seeing you do your thing in the talk show arena, because this is not a, people that feel talking for 3 hours is an easy thing. They don't understand. They don't understand. When you're doing talk show, you have to be a crew with the topics. You have to understand. Look at yesterday, I see you did a live, and he explained 2015 to the letter.
Yeah.
He explained it, and he explained 2020. Not much people have that kind of information in their head, and I want to thank you for that too, because you understood the issues as to why it happened in the way that it happened.
Right.
Right? Because a lot of people can't put that in the context. They could understand it, but they can't put it in the context.
Right.
And I thought you handled that very, very well last night. So
thanks, man.
Kudos to you on that.
Nice, man. Well, let me talk about the campaign, man.
Well,
you're loyal to the COP still. You ain't changing the colors at all, you know. COP, boy, Congress of the people, boy. So, all right, you're loyal to the brand, the COP, as you always have been, and St. Anne's East is the destination.
Well, let's put it this way. COP came back when Prakash Ramada came back, and I thought the party was dead, to be honest. Right? I thought the party was dead. That was it. And Prakash came back into the party and brought a different life to the party, and people just started to come out from all over the place. You know, they were COP members and they wanted to experience Prakash Ramada again as the leader of the party.
Okay.
So I get in, you know, a little hesitant, whatever the case may be, and got into it, and just like that, it just exploded into something, right? And based on that, the ideas and the morals of the party remain the same. There was a constitution, basically, that the party had to follow. And we followed most of the constitution thus far, in terms of the national executive and so on. And, well, we were negotiating for seats on the 18th of last month, I think it was, yes. We had a big rally in front of our office and thing, upstairs in Crib there, just before the lights. And it turned out very well. We had maybe about 400 or 500 people, and it was going good. And after that, we started to negotiate for seats. And you know, we are the minority party at this time. You know, we didn't really get a chance to really build any momentum in a serious way. But we ended up getting 2 seats down in the dregs.
Right.
And the Friday, we just ended up candidates. They just called me and asked me if I want to screen for the party. And I said, well, why not? I guess I'm doing this long enough. For about 17 years I'm doing this. I'm doing talk show and politics and current affairs.
Yeah.
And it just was a natural progression for me to get into the politics. So I step up to the plate, and here I am, a candidate for St. Anne's East. And the walks are going really, really good, I must say. St. Anne's East is a forgotten seat. Let's put it that way, right? Because it's a stronghold of the PNM, but it's a forgotten seat. But the love I'm getting outside there and the dissent for the ruling party at this point in time is real. Trust me, this is real outside there.
I was up in Maracas the other day, and I ended up up in a little trace there, and the people stopped me like if... They stopped me like I run it now, you know what I mean? Stefan! I said, what happened? We need to get the road paved. I said, what street is this? They say Rav 4. Is a road called Rav 4 or something so? Rav 4 Road or something so? Rav 4 trees. The road really not messed with. It really not paving it. But you could see, like, when you talk about St. Anne's East being forgotten, you could see that there are places in that constituency that just totally forgotten. Like, they fall off the map. Like nobody remember it. Like nobody know it. Have people living up inside of there. And interesting. You are real walking to the like quavers.
Well, we went up on the there are some pictures. Look at that picture there. That's in quavers there.
Right.
We went up on the North Coast yesterday, and we had a time yesterday. We had 4 maxis. We had 8 cars. Look,
boy, you have a nice posse rolling with you there, boy.
About 70 strong.
Nice
and we
one.
walk about 40 of us walk every day. And my team is very strong. And a nice mix you see in there of TOP and UNC.
Yeah.
And so and people are just coming out of the woodwork, boy. The more we walk, the more people coming out and support. So that shows the descent for the area, that they're fed up of what's going on in the area and they need change. Right? So I'm going to give them the change if I get the opportunity to do that. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of, well, yesterday in the fishing village, we went down to Las Cuevas, and we have an issue with, well, you know, somewhere I was always talking about ice hunting down in those areas, right? So there is no ice facility. You're dealing with fish, right? And you have to go quite Baratara to get ice.
What?
You have to go Baratara to get ice. The fishermen telling me they have they have an ice bin there, but it's not really an industrial one to really deal with the matter of ice. You know, fish needs
and
ice,
there's a
right?
fishing village, there's a fishing village,
And in Maracas, same thing, the same fishing area. So there's no real, they had some new improvements to the fishing villages in different places, like Guaya and different places, right? But there's no ice facility. So that's one of the things that we need to look at. The bathrooms and them in a mess. You know, it's not.
I hear a lot of people complain about the restroom area and things.
Yeah, it's not inviting at all.
Yeah.
It's not inviting.
And this is a big tourism stretch. This North Coast
tourism
is tourism,
yes.
domestic and international tourism, because it have people who come off the cruise ships and they jump on a maxi and they sky them Maracas, they sky them up on the North Coast.
And they not see that improvement in those areas, because fishing villages supposed to have fish we're talking about. You know what I mean? And that needs ice. That is one of the major components of our fishing village.
It's
in
ice.
terms of ice.
And they do have that.
Right? And they do have Barataria that go for ice and come back. As a matter of fact, while I was standing there, a truck rolling with ice from Barataria.
I wonder if I'm a boy who sell, boy who sell the ice there.
With two big grey bins filled with ice.
That's
how sad it is.
We have a virgin in Barataria there, I think is
the one opposite Maritime Back Gate, the side street. That is where there's ice most times.
All right.
There's 2 corners away from.
Tread pull to get ice, man.
Yeah.
Nah, man, that can't be working. What about what some of the other issues?
Another one I noticed yesterday, and I've been hearing it regularly on the trip, is around health centers. Only open 3 days a week, sometimes 2 days a week. Kamala the UNC has proposed to have health centers working 24 hours. And I think if you understand what is triaging people, you will understand where that 24-hour care, the first response, because normally the first responder in an hour's time, you have an hour when somebody experiences trauma to the body, right? And trauma could be anything. You could fall off a ladder, whatever the case, right? Trauma to the body. And you have triaging where you go into minor facilities to get treatment for your ailment. So things like cuts, bruises, little broken arms, that kind of stuff, that could be treated in a health center. And if there's a 24-hour health center running, it will take the load off of the main hospital.
Right.
Right? Because you can get your minor stuff done, and then it will take the load off of the, so you don't have to be going to the hospital for everything, you know? And so it's an opportunity to take care of the sick at its earliest convenience, because normally you have 1 hour. That's the way it's called the golden hour in medicine, right? The golden hour.
The golden hour.
Yeah, after you get a trauma to the body, you have 1 hour to treat that person, to get the best treatment for them within the first hour of experiencing trauma to the body.
Right.
The first hour. So if you are close by, you rush to a health center, and you get treatment, right? If it is very serious, you'll have to be transferred, of course, to the regular system.
Yeah, but by that time, at least you would have gotten
some form of treatment.
Some form of treatment within that hour.
Right. So it would delay.
So the process starts.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is one of the things. Because if you understand what triaging, you'll understand what that is. Right. They have other issues of roads. Now the problem is in those areas there's a lot of hills. But I walk some steps there, buddy. Wow. The first walk I make, right? The first walk I make, I went up 105 steps.
Yeah, it's real walking through.
And after I make the first 60 steps, my legs and them started buckleless because I have not been to the gym in a whole year. Right. Because I normally go to the gym after I done work on radio. Right. I go to the gym, whatever.
I'm sure you drop some weight.
Boy, Captain, it ain't easy. I tell you, going up these stairs, and when I reach number 60, my legs started buckling, take a little breather, drink a water, catch my leg, and then tackle the other 45 steps. It was that hard. But as I groove into it, it's cool now. My muscles, I never know I had them calf muscles, them special calf muscles.
Yeah, the one, boy. They come in handy, you know.
I didn't know.
Don't neglect them, you know.
Trust me, but there's a lot of issues with access roads. Right. And I think that we have not planned how we build in terms of how we experience development in an area. We just building any little track hole. Mommy and daddy used to live there for 40 years kind of thing, and you start to live there and you're hoping to get some kind of something in the area. I went up in an area yesterday, however, that there are access roads that have been, how to put it, built by the residents.
Right.
Water has been built by the residents.
For now.
Yeah. Right, and so they have access roads, but they had like one man that contributed to that because he was a former soldier back in the day. So he would have access to certain things, trucks and whatever. Right. So they would come and drop the pitch and they would lay it out. Right? Okay. And now there's proper roads going into the area. I watch our area and I watching something yesterday. I seen a hill come down into a canal. A little kind of bank come down into a canal and blocking the drain from coming into the area. So when the rain falls, it piles up high water and then the water comes into the road and then it goes down into people's yard at the bottom and flood them out. About 2-3 people's yard is flood them out.
Serious?
Yeah, and there's a contractor at the bottom of the hill with tractors and trucks parked up in his yard. And he couldn't get a job to just go and dig out that out of the dig out the dirt out of the drain. And I like, something is not adding up here, you know what I mean? Basic stuff that you could do as a community, that is not happening, and it needs to be addressed. And St. Anne's East is a place where there's a lot of hill, so there are a lot of access roads generally across the constituency that needs some kind of something. It needs people to bring asphalt at least and drop it at the bottom of the hill and let the guys and then pay them to just smooth it out or whatever the case may be, even if you don't have a roller or whatever. Some basic infrastructure that is not in place. And after 10 years, I think that is enough. I think people had enough of that.
That's the general feeling they get on the ground.
They had enough of that, A lady walked me up our next hill. Whew, that was the lady said she lived in Rydie, right?
Rydie.
I'd make two bend and then a third bend. And I talk about hill like this, So you're going up a kind of way like. So when I reach up now, I ask her now, how far? She says she at pole number 11 and she on pole number 19. Going up our next hill. And she had brought us up there to show us, what's going on. And another lady came out and started explaining to her, we have these issues that are burning for so many years, and the councillor and the minister has come up here and spoke to us on 2 occasions, and nothing has been done. And things like that, it worried me, because I can't sit down in office and see those kind of things happening and don't find a solution to how to sort it out. Because people really suffering in this country.
No, but I mean,
at different levels.
It's interesting you say that, because when you tell people that, people will say, but on the avenue always have people liming and watch carnival and this, that, and the other, right?
But they don't understand.
They don't understand
the issues. You see the basic issues need to be addressed.
But that's one group of people.
Yeah.
The groups that you see spending the money on a weekend, and the groups that you see like around carnival time and attending.
Like one group.
One group. Yeah. If you go it's the same faces you see, you know. It's in like no wide variety and you see somebody strange and that kind of thing, you know. Majority of the time, all them fete and them it had for carnival. If you go the fete, if you go 5 fete, you basically see 80% of the crowd is the same set of people, you know, that just circulating in all them fetes and them, you know. But it have circles, right? And they living within a particular circle in life.
Right.
But people that you talking about, them people and them that living up on that hill, and in rural areas especially, it have real sufferation going on. You just don't see it because you ain't going in those areas.
But people telling me that I seen some houses too, buddy. I don't know how does get material. They say the same cost of the goods is the same cost as how to take to pay people to bring up the material.
To bring that up there?
To bring it up there. I talk about some house on some perch and some hills that just, you're like, how they get material up here?
Up there, yeah.
And you see some big, strong houses, some big blocks and things. So you're trying to figure out, well, how are you getting material up to that house? They say this is the same money that they pay to buy it, is the same money they pay to carry it up.
Get it up there.
You know, but people live in, there's some nice houses too, you know, people doing the thing, you know, but it takes time and money to do it, you know.
But just the area itself could be properly developed.
Yes, yes.
And it's not properly developed.
Yes.
It's just people, you know, they're putting up the structures and stuff. They're building, everybody wants a home, eh? Everybody will want their own home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And people will build wherever they could get it, wherever they're comfortable, they will make it comfortable, wherever the case might be, right?
Right.
But in terms of what you're talking about there, all we need is, all we need is a proper plan, you know.
Yeah,
to develop the country, you know.
And unfortunately, I will say this on TV, St. Anne's is a forgotten seat, and nobody don't really pay attention to St. Anne's. But we have a plan that we're going to show them for this election here, that St. Anne's East counts.
Okay.
It's a P&M stronghold. It is what it is. The numbers say so, and my mantra is numbers don't lie.
Numbers don't lie. He teach me that.
And they always tell a story. But I'm going to try to defy the odds this time.
Is he teach me that, you know? You know when I said numbers don't lie? Is he teach me that, you know? And I come to realize that is one of the truest things you'll ever come across in life is numbers don't lie.
And they always tell a story.
Yeah.
When you watch the pattern of our historic antecedents of how we vote for how many years, we've been doing the same thing over and over for the last 40 years. We've been doing the same thing. Because when you look at how the results come down, they come down and, you know, people whining and jamming with you and waving flag and having a good time. But at the end of the day, when you look at the numbers, there's 5 and 10 off, you know, from last year number, last 5 years number, last 5 years numbers. That's how bad it is, you know. We've been doing the same thing over and over again. And we not even realizing that's the hard part about it.
Talking about numbers here real quick, I know we only have about 2 minutes left. I raised this issue the other day, and I'm surprised I haven't heard other people raise it, where the EBC said there was like 1.1
million,
5-something million people eligible to vote.
Yeah.
I find that to be high.
No, well, that's a natural. Every 5 years, you would find there's a population of youths that become eligible to vote.
Right.
And the highest voter turnout of youths ever was in 2010, in terms of numbers.
Okay.
About over 100,000 youths became eligible to vote in 2010. Funny enough, eh? But it happens. 25% of the electorate does not vote.
Okay.
Does not vote at all. Because if you look at all the patterns, you would see from 23,000 to 30,000 is the population in every area.
Right.
And at least 10% of that does not vote. So you'll always see 10,000, 10,500, 12,000 people that never vote.
Okay.
The COP, however, was able to bring out
a significant number of those
148,000 first time. And in 2010, they brought out 128,000 people to the UNC's total to give her 29 seats.
Right.
That's how she got 29 seats, right? Because of that amalgam with the COP.
Okay.
Because the COP brought that third, that nobody could claim that third voting franchise than the COP. Because the COP demonstrated that they had that power back then, right? COP has not been able to bring that momentum to this election because they have brought out a smaller number, but it will count, right? So the COP factor is very important, right? So I'm hearing a lot of people claiming that third constituency, but you can't claim it. You have to be able to prove it, right?
Correct.
So the numbers are there. And so 25% of our electorate, nowhere in the world, in any democracy, votes, right? So you have about 300,000 people that don't really vote in Trinidad and Tobago.
Okay, so that brings the number down to
Yeah.
roughly around 700.
So you get about 700,000 people.
Which is where it has been over the last 2 elections as well.
Right, because our highest voter turnout ever was in 2020 with 732,000 people,
yeah.
and 728,000 in 2010.
Right.
Right, so we got a little more in 2020, right?
Yeah.
So that was our highest voter turnout ever. But normally, our election is won by 350 or 310. Because last election, 2020, was 322 PNM and 309 UNC. So it was very close.
Right.
So I'm expecting this election to be very close also, with Tobago having a sort of...
Yeah, Tobago brings a different dynamic now.
But the problem is with the Tobago is 7 seats going up. And 7 parties going up, I should say. So anytime you have 7 parties going up, you have an issue there because you have an issue of the split vote.
Okay.
Right? Well, like St. Joseph, for instance, you see how Terence Yancing, Gary Griffith, and Devish, I think.
Devish, yeah.
Devish going up. That is...
But you know, just before, sorry, I know I'm a little behind time. Just before, I was telling somebody, Tobago is not traditionally, until after 1990, Tobago was never a PNM stronghold.
No.
Right? After 90, when Naro kind of...
fizzled out. Yeah.
Right. Tobago didn't have a strong political party.
Right.
And PNM take over Tobago.
Right.
But once Tobago, historically, we're talking stats here, historically, once Tobago has a strong political party, PNM don't win in Tobago.
No, well...
As far as I know,
at this time they have not, because Tobago now wake up and smell the coffee.
Well, that too, eh?
And you're not selling them no rubbish. You know, they're not taking rubbish. They are going to fight back, and they did.
Yeah.
Because when they had the half and half, the 16 by 16 the other day, right? They come and they annihilate them in the next election, and they're getting 2.
Yeah.
You know, so PNM was slow to react, but they are very. Tobagoans was slow to react, but they sort of got the picture on the last portion there, and then they annihilate them and get them out.
Yeah.
And there's still some dissent for the PNM in Tobago, a lot of dissent, I should say. So let's see how TPP does.
Yeah.
But at TPP, at PDP, you have a couple of them Angus Sawyer-Fat, I think it's she has a party, it's about 7 of them going up.
Right.
So you're going to have a nice split in the vote, because you know they're going to get some votes, you know, so they're going to split the vote somehow, but I don't know if TPP will be able to hold off the PNM and get inside there.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see. We just about out of time. We're going to wrap things up. Any final words to the people of St. Anne's?
To the people of St. Anne's, I am coming to represent you as plain as day, right? I am doing my thing in the community, and I have nice support by the people. So I want you all to give me your vote for 5 years. Nian Gadsby Dolly got 10 years, and there's not much to show in the community. Not much to show at all, and we need to make a change. Give me 5 years and show me what I can do. If I do it in 5 years, kick me out. That's my motto.
All right. Mr. X, Gerard Small, that's the name on the ballot. All right.
Under COP.
Under COP.
Yeah.
So I tell you what, people, we got to take a break. It was a pleasure seeing you and talking to you again. And yeah, man, I almost feel like, you know, I'm back in 2016. I'm still learning, you know. Man, rattle off some figures there off the top of your head. Oh, gosh, wait, place. So I tell you what, stay tuned. Eat Nights is coming up next. We're going to be back after this. Don't go anywhere. Breaking Dawn.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
When UNC wins, your mental health wins as well. There has been a proliferation of noise pollution emanating from homes and fetes and bars and clubs intolerable to the persons living nearby. The UNC will amend the noise pollution laws to protect your mental health in these noisy residential neighborhoods and businesses. The system of granting bar license, party license will be changed by the UNC.
When UNC wins, everybody wins.
That was a paid political advertisement.
The biggest 5K in TNT takes place Sunday, May 25th at QRC. Start time 6 a.m. Run, step on, run. Breakfast inclusive. The highest payout of prize money for a 5K with a first prize of $5,000 and cash prizes up to 10th place. Lots of giveaway and medals for all participants. Registration is $200. Get registered now online at trinbagoevents.com. Call 345-3380 and 482-5531. Or visit Stefan Reese Production on Facebook for more info. Part proceeds goes to the Autistic Society of TNT and the Couva Children's Crisis Center.
The best buys and best savings just got even better at JTA Supermarkets. Eve Premium Chunk Tune and Vegetable Oil and Water, 4.9 ounces, 3 for $19.99. Fruit juice drink, 1 liter, 2 for $19.99. Eve Sweetened Condensed Filled Milk, 385 grams, 3 for $24.99. Brunswick Mackerel, 425 grams, 2 for $19.99. Swiss Tomato Ketchup Spouch, 750 ml, 2 for $19.99. Brunswick Sardines and Soya Oil, 106 grams, 2 for $19.99. Swiss Macaroni, 400 grams, 3 for $19.99. Cara Coconut Milk Powder, 50 grams, 4 for $19.99. Flavorite Ice Cream, 3.2 liters, 2 for $99.99. Carlton's Choice Bathroom Tissue 12-pack, $19.99. Plus many more items, specials valid until April 6, 2025. JTA Supermarkets, where your total bill always costs less.
Cars, sports, careers, food. We men always talk about these things, but not about our health. Did you know that testosterone is responsible for muscle mass, strength, deep voice, healthy hair growth, and the sex drive? With low testosterone, we may not achieve our potential. The good news is that Jameson Power for Men is an excellent testosterone support. Take Jameson Power for Men and perform to your max. Jameson, here for your health.
Real Talk Financing is offering you 5% on a fixed deposit for 5 years and over with upfront interest. Contact our central office at 238-6716 or our San Fernando office at 242-9944. You don't want to miss this great opportunity. Invest today and watch your investment work for you.
Adventure lives here, where nature inspires every step.
Set sail and explore the wonders of our islands.
Feel the rhythm of our festivals.
Joyful, vibrant, and unforgettable.
Whether you seek adventure
or tranquility, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has it all.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
It's time to secure what matters most. Your family, your home, your peace of mind. Secure them all with Armor Security. Advanced protection starts from just $4 per day. Armor Security, powered by Flow, partnered with All-Pro, inspired by you. Visit us in-store or online at discoverflow.co to learn more.
Introducing Open Minds Primary School Lessons 100% online.
Get quality education from the comfort of your home. Affordable, expert-led online tuition to help your child succeed. Register today. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or visit www.openminds.education.
Attention everyone. The Office of the Prime Minister Communications has launched a brand new WhatsApp channel designed to keep you informed and connected like never before. Get real-time updates, breaking news, and important information directly from the source. With our WhatsApp channel, you'll always know what's happening when it's happening. Joining is easy. Use your phone camera, scan this QR code, tap follow, and that's it. You're in. Be sure to tap the notification bell to never miss an update. Stay informed, stay empowered. Join the conversation with the Office of the Prime Minister Communications WhatsApp channel today.
All right, so we're back on Breaking Dawn this morning, people. And as we return, we got Dr. Navarro and Dr. Thompson with us via Zoom. We're going to go straight to them. And we're going to start this conversation this morning. As well, we're going to continue a conversation we started last week, Monday, about detoxification. And I understand they're going to throw in a little bit about circulation inside of there as well. So, Dr. Navarro, good morning to you. Dr. Thompson, good morning. And yeah, let's get things kicked off.
All right, well, let Thompson talk a little bit this morning because last time I kind of cut him off, so I give him a little blight today.
All right. Well, Dr. Thompson, we over to Dr. Thompson.
All right. Blessed morning to everyone.
Nice
Blessed morning to you, Stefan.
Yeah, man. Morning, man.
I presume that you had a very good weekend. Yes?
Was all right.
All right. Well, praise God for that. Praise God. Praise God.
Nice one.
All right. So we just want to start with, just want to give out some dates again for those that actually want to visit us in Tobago. You can come on the April the 28th and the 29th. So right after you finish vote, you can come in to us. All right. So we'll be there from like 8 in the morning till sometimes we spend like till like 5 in the evening. All right. So it all depends. So the number that persons can actually call to book their appointment for Tobago would be 493-9196, 493-9196. You can either call that number or you could actually WhatsApp it. If it is that you want to, let's say, book an appointment in Trin-City and Chaguanas, well, for Chaguanas, you could call 613-7571, 613-7571, and for Trin-City is 640-8985, 640-8985. Now, why actually give out the numbers? Because most persons are still calling Trin-City to get on to Chaguanas. Sometimes the numbers tend to be busy, but other than that, they still call Trin-City to get on to Chaguanas. So
yeah,
I'm like consistently having to keep switching them all the time. So the numbers again, 640-8985, that's Trin-City, and Chaguanas is 613-7571. Right, so continuing on the topic of detoxification, what I actually wanted to touch on is the first phase of detoxification, which is we start with what we call a live blood analysis. So if a person comes into the clinic, the first thing that they need to do is a live blood analysis. I'll also recommend that persons actually do what they call a CBC, which is a complete blood count. That's to actually check your white cells, your red cells, things like your platelets. We look for if there's high levels of what you call basophils or eosinophils. That's to tell if a person have a parasitic infection, because we also do detoxification of parasites as well. Now, of course, in live blood tests, we generally see the actual parasites moving within the blood. So that's something that persons actually can do, especially those that are dealing with things like cancer. I always believe that persons with cancer tend to have some type of parasitic infection actually going on. If it is that they're not really feeling it, there should be maybe some types of parasites actually within the body. All right, so that's a little side note for persons to look into. Other than that, continue on detoxification. So the first step, you get that live blood test done, right, which can actually be booked in the 3 clinics. When you get that test done, either myself or Dr. Navarro or Mr. Diaz will actually go through that test with you, let you know what's going on. So we look for circulation, immune system, if there's any parasite, bacteria, fungus, anything affecting the liver, colon, kidneys. We'll also actually do, within that detoxification period, is where persons will actually do cleansing of the liver, the kidneys, the colon, and this is why we have so many different services actually at the clinic. For example, when a person wants to detoxify the lymphatic system, we can do the soaky bed. We can actually do, which is like a sauna. We can also do basically the oxygen bath, which also stimulates the lymphatic system as well and helps it to drain. If persons are not able to come out, let's say come to the clinic, because there are persons who bedridden and they can't, let's say, come out of their homes, we do have certain home programs that they could actually do. It's always better to be supervised in any case.
Yeah.
But if they cannot come out, we do have programs that persons can actually take advantage of as well. So during the phase of detoxification, again, live blood. After that live blood, you start with your liver. You go down to basically things like your colon, which will also do what you call colon hydrotherapy, which works excellent for persons that have like backup within the colon. Especially, what I would say, anybody that eats a heavy amount of flour, things like meats, definitely detoxification is actually needed. Why? Now, most of the time when we're eating flour or meats, you're not really getting fiber coming into the system, which fiber naturally help with detoxification of the colon itself. So persons are actually going down that line of eating, I will always advise them to get that colonic detoxification. And it's very important. When you actually clear the colon out properly, I've seen persons where they come in, sometimes they're actually looking confused. And after doing the cleanse, they come out and they're sprightly, they're happy. And this is what we actually want for persons in the first place. When you do detoxification, you're not supposed to be unhappy or sad or feeling frustrated or tired or worn out. You're supposed to actually increase in energy within the human body. And that's why that's the importance of actually detoxification while you're going through. So, of course, so just for persons to know that, you know, we can help you with things like diabetes, if you have heart conditions, autoimmune conditions, if it is that you're dealing with cancer, no matter actually what stage it is, all right, we try to help persons as much as we can. Once persons, let's say, be as obedient, right, obedient is the key, right? God actually said he will actually restore health unto persons if they actually be obedient. And that's, to me, that's actually very important when you're starting a detoxification program. So you're looking at, again, let me just go through the steps and then Dr. Navarro will continue. So you start off with doing a live blood analysis. After doing a live blood analysis, I may recommend CBC for some persons. Then we'll also basically, which is a blood test as well. Then we'll also look at cleaning of the colon, cleaning of the liver, cleaning of the kidneys. Right. We'll also go through things like detoxification from the lymphatic system as well. So you can do soaky bed, you can do saunas. You could also do oxygen bath, which works for that. We do have certain IVs that we also work, use for detoxification. For example, the ozone IV, the HP IV. There's also, well, it's not really a new one, relatively new. We used to actually do it before, which is called PC, which works excellent. Dr. Navarro will go deeper into that one with you today. So again, the numbers 640-8985 Trinity, 613-7571. That's for Shogunas. And Tobago, remember Tobago, the 28th and the 29th, you can actually come in and book your appointments. We do take walk-ins at times, but it's good to book the appointment. All right.
All right. Dr. Navarro, you're up. So a lot on detoxification there, and a lot of the different methods used by Edenite's Clinic. And I know that you wanted to throw in a little conversation on circulation as well. So I guess the ball is in your court.
Yeah. we have something called we have something called phosphatidylcholine. It's an excellent cleanser of the arteries. Now, a lot of people have circulation issues as a result of a lot of people having diabetes. And of course, two issues with diabetes is one, it damages the nerves, and of course, it also interferes with the arterial vessels. So the phosphatidylcholine, but it has several different functions. Not only does it break down the plaque in the artery, but it also cleanses the liver, and it also has a lot of different functions in terms of people with Alzheimer's, people, because of course it's going in, the blood is flowing to the brain, and you have plaque. As you know, you can have plaque in the brain that could start causing dementia and Alzheimer's. So it works for all these conditions, including cleaning the arteries. So instead of having to do open heart surgery, you have the option of doing this therapy, which cleans the arterial vessels, and of course, people with angina, as you know, angina pectoris, they get chest pains and stuff like that, and they have to use little tablets under the tongue, nitroglycerin. But this, after a while, with a plant-based diet, now notice what I'm saying, because there is another doctor that does the treatment, but he does not provide a dietary plan for them, which to me makes no sense, because you allow them to eat the same thing, you're just going wrong at Savannah.
Yeah, they're going to end up with the same problem.
Exactly. So
doing the same thing, expecting a different result is the definition of madness. So.
That's now going to say that's the definition of madness. and that's the whole thing about it, is that we have the ability to clear the arteries over a period of time. Now, I mean, if the person is chronic, where they have 98% blockages, okay, and they need urgent surgery, that's a different thing, or stenting, that's a different thing. But I'm talking about people in generally, for instance, for renal failure patients. Renal failure is just poor circulation to the arterial vessels that feed the kidneys.
Okay.
Right? So the treatment will work to clean the arterial vessels and improve blood flow to the kidneys. And of course, this is one of the things we want to do. Although we use the HB hydrogen peroxide, all right, we use that, and that has worked fairly good. I think with the introduction of the phosphatidylcholine, I think they should get even better results. And this is what we want to do. And not only that, but you know, open heart surgery is very costly. It's going to cost you, unless you get it free, in the vicinity of over 200,000. Right? Yes. And stenting is not cheap either. That's when they put they go through the blockage, put a stent. All right. And the treatments work out fairly cheap in comparison to having to open the chest, go in, remove a vein from your leg, all those things. This treatment will now help to increase and decrease, I should say, plaque formation in the arterial vessels and increase the blood flow throughout the body, especially people losing their limbs. We have too many people with poor circulation. And that's something that, when you see the changes in the legs, the legs turning dark, all by the shin area going down the instep, all the toes turning dark. All right? It's just a matter of time before an ulcer comes out. And if the ulcer is not treated properly, it can turn gangrenous and they will lose their limbs.
Wow.
Because over here, they remove limbs very quickly. And this treatment has the ability to improve the blood flow and clean up the arterial vessels. And what I tell people, what you can do after a treatment is, like, you do a treatment, the following morning, urinate in a glass bottle, cover it, and leave it somewhere to settle. And what you're going to see at the bottom after about a week is all that white calcified particles from the arterial vessels. You'll actually see it. I remember a gentleman who was, this is before we used to do it before, and he used to collect it in, he had a case of Caribbean cleaning bottles, and he brought the whole case of the empty bottles, and all in every urine sample that he had there, you could actually see the calcification of the arterial vessels in the urine. It would pass through the kidneys as well. And of course, it detoxifies the kidneys. It's an excellent liver cleanser. So for circulation, again, we always try to stay at a high standard and, to help the patient to be able to accomplish what he wants with a proper diet. Of course, the supplementation helps because we have supplements that advance the cleansing of the arteries. And of course, being a plant-based diet and the treatments, we always have a very high range of success. And this is the whole part about it.
Yeah. I mean, you all offer a lot of different products to it. About the, I remember about the, last time I was buying the coconut oil.
Yes.
Yeah. I've been taking that, But oh God, boy, I missed some days. Boy, I problem with me, I just starting and then all of a sudden I start hot and sweaty and then, to continue it and be consistent, I just drop off in between and all kind of thing. But
you have to do like me. You put it in an area when you sit down to eat, you'll see it. When you have your breakfast or you're drinking your tea,
right?
It's watching in your face and saying hello.
So you can't miss it.
No, you can't miss it.
All right. All right. So we are 7:26. We're just about out of time. Any final words there before we wrap up?
Yes.
Well, I see Thompson jump back in. All right. Yeah, Thompson. I know you would want to give them a final reminder about the 28th and the 29th. Go ahead.
Yes, definitely. Right.
Yes.
For those in Tobago, yes. Well, they can call the number 493-9196, 493-9196, and also, well, for Trinity, 640-8985, and Chaguanas, you can call us on 613-7571. Now, actually, this is just like the start of detoxification when you really think about it. There's so much more information that persons can actually learn. So if it is that persons want more information, but they can actually come in and visit us physically. Hopefully, by God's grace, in the near future, we'll be able to actually get you on video like this, where persons can actually do their consultation. But I like to see persons, so it's better you come in and see us in any one of the different branches, right? So
okay.
I hope everybody keeps safe.
Of course. Yeah. And my training really I start training this weekend. So by the 25th of May, Thompson, I'm going to smoke in that 5K. I know I'm telling you.
I hope it's on a day that I can really come. Because I always have so much a little plan.
Don't worry, you don't put it out there. You say, Stefan, the 25th of May, I could make that now. When it was the 27th of April, ting. So don't make no excuse now, Thompson.
It's
no excuse now. I'm taking foot pain, shin pain, calf pain, knee pain, back pain, waist pain, all kind of pain again. Neck pain, elbow pain. I don't even know again elbow pain when I run in. But I'm taking all the pain now. Again with all the pain. So on the 25th, I'm going to be ready. You understand?
All right. No
but fellas, enjoy the rest of the day. Always a pleasure chatting with you. And we'll chat again next week. Next week Monday is Easter Monday. But we'll chat again. Yeah, we'll chat again soon.
All right.
All right, man.
God bless.
So that is Eden Heights Clinic there, Dr. Navarro and Dr. Thompson. I wonder if we could get Dr. Navarro to come out and run in that 5K, boy. Oh, he's still there? No, look up.
Next year I go run.
All right. No problem. Nice, man. All right, so with that, people, I want to remind you guys that Eden Heights, that's right, Eden Heights, as you just heard from Dr. Thompson and Dr. Navarro there, circulation and detoxification. Remember that Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean, and they offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including live blood analysis, which was mentioned there, colon hydrotherapy, was also mentioned. Halotherapy, prolozone therapy, limb bagging, nutritional programs, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Consultation services are also included, and that's live blood analysis, diabetes, child counseling, supplements, detox programs, which we just spoke about a little while ago, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, knee, shoulder, back pain, and more. I might have to go for ozone, you know, for all this pain I get in. But anyway, Eden Heights Clinic, where they understand that your health is your wealth. So visit any one of their 3 locations in Trin City, Chaguanas, or Tobago. And the numbers to call, 640-8985. That is the Trin City number. The Chaguanas number is 613-7571. And you can also WhatsApp them on 493-9196 or email them at edenheightsdistributors@gmail.com. With that, we're going to take a break. When we come back from the break, we'll get back to the discussion that we started earlier on this morning before we wrap up. Stay tuned. 7:30, Breaking Dawn.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
When UNC wins, retirees win, because we will work together to decrease taxes on your retirement benefits and private pensions. When UNC wins, retirees win. They worked hard their whole life and paid tax their whole life, and when you retire, you're still paying tax. We will work to reduce that tax on your pensions and your retirement benefits.
When UNC wins, everybody wins.
That was a paid political advertisement.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
Are you stressed and worried by problems? Then meet Priest Santosh Ji. Priest is specialized in palm, face, photo, date of birth reading, and gives solutions to problems in marriage, relationship, love, business, job, health, and removes all black magic, negativity, bad luck permanently, and gives good luck and lifelong protection. Then call Priest Santosh Ji, 384-3844. That's 384-3844.
The biggest 5K in TNT takes place Sunday, May 25th at QRC. Start time 6 a.m. Run, step on, run. Breakfast inclusive. The highest payout of prize money for a 5K with a first prize of $5,000 and cash prizes up to 10th place. Lots of giveaway and medals for all participants. Registration is $200. Get registered now online at trinbagoevents.com. Call 345-3380 and 482-5531 or visit Stefan Reese Production on Facebook for more info. Part proceeds goes to the Autistic Society of TNT and the Coover Children's Crisis Center.
Lent is here, and the castle is making fasting easy and tasty. With a fresh catch, seasoned local style, and cooked to golden perfection. Try the fish meal, the fish combo, the fish sandwich combo. Want more fish? Well, the Royal Fish Meal is for you. Or maybe you just want our famous fish sandwich. The delicious Lenten specials are hot and waiting for you at your nearest Royal Castle.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lisha high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lisha flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lisha Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lisha Limited. Quality you can trust.
Adventure lives here, where nature inspires every step.
Set sail and explore the wonders of our islands.
Feel the rhythm of our festivals.
Joyful, vibrant, and unforgettable.
Whether you seek adventure
or tranquility, St. Vincent and the Grenadines has it all.
Ready to unlock your potential? Welcome to Open Minds Education from preschool to high school. We bring expert tutoring right to your home 100%, with a stunning 450% growth in enrollment. We're transforming education with real results that open minds. It's more than grades, we're building future leaders with academic and life skills. Don't wait. Call or WhatsApp 388-6635 or register now at www.openminds.education.
All right, so we're back on Breaking Dawn, but it's about 23 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. We do have one more break to take and some birthdays to get to. Today is my mother's birthday. Happy birthday, Mommy. I'll get to you a little bit later on. But St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival. I want to remind you guys, opening night is April 30th. All right? And this year's festival promises to be bigger and better than ever before, blending world-class jazz with the rich cultural heritage of St. Lucia. Expect a fusion of music, dance, and visual arts that will captivate your senses and leave you in awe. And the festival will be highlighting the vibrant art scene with exhibitions, performances, and cultural showcases throughout the island. This year, the arts component is truly unique, and you're going to see an incredible collaboration between local and global talents, bringing St. Lucia's creative spirit to life in stunning new ways. So make sure and get those tickets now. And to do so, you can visit St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival.com and get those tickets now, people. This is going to be a terrific, terrific week of activities. All right. So, with that, we want to get back to the topic that we brought up in the first hour. We were only able to take about 5 calls on it. So I'd really like to hear other people's view before I give my own. So we have about maybe 6 minutes that we could take some calls here on this. And this has to be addressed for specific reasons. All right? We have seen this type of approach in terms of politics. All right? And it happens every election. And a lot of people responded to this nonsense. And I'm glad to see that people dismissed it the way it should have been dismissed in the first place, even by the media. But we'll get to all of that. Yeah, Barakpo.
Morning, Stefan. Stefan, let me tell you something. You see that statement that is published on the Express there?
Yeah.
You know, any other country where seriousness like anti-Semitism, homophobic statement, racism statement, if you don't come up with facts to justify that statement, you see like how the chimney in Petrotrin was smoking, Express House would have been like that all now. Nobody in this country should be purchasing one single Express since Sunday to today. Every bit supposed to go back unless they come and explain and justify to this population that statement. Because you see that word using, that have so much meaning to it. Now, if they had put UNC creating division among the public by racism is something else. But you see, when you say using, you know what that means? That means that they have dehumanized the African people in this country. That you could give them wherever they want, and they would just do that. Like they don't have no education, they haven't been civil yet in their thinking and their maturity. And that dehumanizes this community, and they should demand an apology. Because if somebody decides that, we're in a democracy, and I decide to give my support to something or some organization, and you could tell me that how I am being used, tell me how I am being used, show me how I am being used, and then you could probably, if with facts, justify it. But if you cannot do that, this is just colonialism in a different form. Have a good morning, Stefan.
All right, no problem. We go again. Morning.
Morning, Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, morning. Go ahead.
It was only a matter of time that the government, that the ruling party would have pulled the race card. That was
as usual.
Last election with the banana clip. And after the Prime Minister win, he say, tighten your belt. If you're accustomed eating 2 bananas, eat 1.
Eat 1.
There was wrong with that. But I want to ask the I think I told you at one point in time that the political leader going up back on the platform, what he did in the crazy this weekend going here.
Yeah.
The former PM, right? But has anyone asked Prime Minister Stuart Young where he getting the money to roll out all the goodies he rolling out? Because the latest goodies is he doubling book grants, right? He removing VAT that them put VAT on school uniforms, right? And them put back the VAT on school uniform and taking it over. That's like I do when I first came into the administration. And and the food cost doubling. For 9.5 years, you see people suffer. So in 9.5 years, people were suffering with no food in their belly. Some of them living still. They die of starvation. God forbid they end up back on the streets. And you sit down for 9.5 years in cabinet. And you seen people suffering for 9.5 years. So if you didn't become Prime Minister, the quote-unquote be still suffering.
Well, it was interesting in Sawa that the former Prime Minister spoke last. You notice that?
He's the political leader. He is the political leader of the PAM.
Well, he said
when
so.
They introduced when they introduced Prime Minister Stuart Young, even on advertisements, he's the chairman of the party.
Okay. All right.
That's the facts.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, man. And I thought it very interesting. For those of you who didn't catch the press conference that Saddam Hussein held, you should go and check that out. There was a press conference that Saddam held over the weekend that has to do with some contractors and some jobs being given out to contractors. And, it's supposed to be contractors, small contractors within the communities. And unfortunately, it is apparently contractors that are favored by certain people holding office. and he rolled out this press conference speaking to that. All right, and I think there was a clip circulated, maybe tomorrow we'll get it, where the Prime Minister responded to him. All right, look, if you're calling already, hold your hand up. If you're calling already, hold your hand. Let me just deal with a few people who just be trying to get in and they don't. All right, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Stefan.
Morning, my dear, go ahead.
This using blacks to divide and using racial statements emanated since Eric Williams, when he called us the recalcitrant minority. He started, so this is the modus operandi, especially now when the sun is rising on the horizon. You know, it is very disgusting to see an AG of a country holding such high office, going and standing up on a political platform and using profanity in its own way. But it's what example is she setting for these young children who are looking at it? This is how they're stupid. And by the way, TNTech truck was in Valencia last night, pulling down all the UNC banting and flags from the pole and putting up PNM ones. Use the state resources to their advantage. Yes, they're using the state
Well, Saddam,
for their advantage.
yeah, Saddam's press conference spoke to that, that they were using state resources for their campaign. And he brought up some very interesting issues with some contracts and some work being given out to specific contractors. So he basically mentioned, nepotism, using state resources to campaign. And the most interesting one was bid rigging, where he said that, all of these contractors somehow, some way, quoted like within 5% of the engineer, of the engineer's quote, which is not usual or regular. So there are a lot of things that are taking place, but we'll see how it goes. But thanks a lot for your comment.
From the head. It's taking place from the head.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that press conference that Saddam held was a pretty interesting one to listen to. A lot of information came out there. Hello, good morning.
Hi, sir.
Yeah, morning.
Good morning.
Yeah.
Okay, so very quickly, I want to say how very disgusting that headline was on the Express, and I would encourage people to start boycotting the Express newspaper, because I'm also wondering if the editors don't check and double check, because so that's one. Secondly, Stefan, which is more important, Stefan, one of my friends who is working for the EBC was called on Sunday to come out for training. And which means to say the deadline has passed already. And when they asked questions in the class during the training session, they were told that the deadline has passed and they would not be able to vote. So I would like somebody, I know you have a large audience, if somebody could give some clearance to that, because it is unfair and it is also illegal, because you have a right to vote.
Yeah, what do you mean?
Stefan,
The deadline has passed. Yeah. The deadline has passed and you won't be able to vote?
That's right. I'm saying, and I have been trying to, and a few of them said, well, they'll go down to EBC. She said, no, don't go. You all will be blacklisted, and you will not be, your names will not come up again for further elections. So this is like a warning to the UNC and the coalition of interest. Whereas they are dotting their I's and crossing their T's, the EBC is doing their own nonsense. So somebody needs to take.
Well.
Yes.
Okay, no problem. So that's that. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Thanks a lot. I'll see if we can check into that. Yeah. All right. Oh God, boy. No, we don't get my comments here. No. How long is the break? 5? No, we have time. Don't panic. All right, that's all the calls I can take. Look, that last piece of information there we're going to check on. But listen, you have to come out and vote. You have to come out and vote because you could only interfere with something if it's close. You can't interfere with something if it's a blowout, right? If that is the concern by some people. Now, on that headline there, let me just say this real quick. Does racism exist in Trinidad and Tobago? Most likely. But it's on both sides. I have seen comments from one side saying things about East Indian people. I've seen comments from East Indian people saying things about African people. It's both ways. The thing is that there is a minority of people that think that way, a minority of people that put out those ridiculous statements at times, and it is that minority of people that the majority allow to control the narrative, and we end up landing in the position that we landed in for the last 10 years. Right? There is obviously a shift that has taken place because the unions are backing the opposition. All right? And a lot of those union members are in the meetings. And as a matter of fact, somebody told me, a very good friend of mine who is also in media, they went down to a few of the meetings that the UNC was having, and they said, boy, Stefan, it ain't like when they had a meeting in Naparima, it wasn't people from Naparima was down there alone, you know. It's people from Laventille, it's people from all over, you know. Right? So they have a very diverse crowd now following them. Because I remember a long time, somebody even told me that over the weekend, boy, Stefan, you see them UNC meeting, boy, because a long time you used to see plenty Indian people. Now you're seeing a whole mix of people, and you know, they have a very diverse following now. And that's because I think that the current administration has done a poor job performing and dealing with the needs of the people. But this election has to be on issues. If it's going to be based on emotion or for nonsense like that, then you're going to end up making the wrong decision, as you usually do when you deal with emotion. You have to know if you're in a better place today than you were 10, 15 years ago. For me, it's a clear-cut case of where the country is now as opposed to where it is then. We are currently the 7th worst performing economy in the world, according to IMF data. And since Kevin Ramnarine said that weeks ago, not one person in the government, not the former Minister of Finance or the current Minister of Finance, has debunked that data and that information. The Ukraine economy, a country that has been at war for the last 3 years, is doing better than Trinidad and Tobago's. How do we end up there? Incompetence, mismanagement. That's how we end up there. So the next 5 years in terms of Trinidad and Tobago, where we are now and where we're headed, is very important in the decision that people make on the 28th. But I'll tell you this, and I want all of you to listen. They said, directly had to give me time to say, they said, I'll be as quick as possible. Within all the nonsense talk, right? I mean, one of the most ridiculous things is that people coming over to another side is division. No, that is unity. Don't try to spin the narrative. That is unity. People are going to the other side because they're unifying with the other side. That is unity. That is not division. This concept that anybody who black, that's saying yellow is the code, get paid to say that, is totally ridiculous and an insult to black people. So you trying to tell me that black people don't have a mind of their own? But you're trying to tell me that black people vote belong to the PNM and don't belong to no other party? That they can't change their mind? That they can't form an opinion? That they cannot express themselves? That they do not know right from wrong or good from bad? Left from right? Everybody who talking on social media now, the accusation is that they're getting paid. Last night I doing a live, a man asked me in the live, why do it for 40,000? I said, boy, come out of my live, 40,000? Which $40,000? What that for? And that is the accusation being made. Baseless accusation. with absolutely no evidence to support it. And the talk came up that this is how they spread the rumor, some Telegram group, and they offer people money in the Telegram group, influencers. Well, that's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Because if I was going to pay people to do something, I would never form a Telegram or a WhatsApp group. Because somebody could just take a screenshot and say, look the evidence here. And we know now that those things could be created with Photoshop and so on and so forth, right? But somebody could just take a screenshot and put it out there. So where's the evidence? Anyway, I want to tell black people and Indian people, because see, this race thing I'm fed up with. When you hear any race talk, I want you to think about Carnival. I want you to think about Monday and Tuesday on the road. I want you to think about all the fêtes you just go to. Panorama, Steel Pan, wherever, you name it. I want you to think about that. And I want you to think how we just jump up together, we just drink together, we just party together, we just have our time together. We just hug up together, we just enjoy ourselves together, we just go home in peace. Except for the minority of idiots that are out here, the parasites that looking to rob somebody. Right? We ain't talking about them. We're talking about law-abiding citizens. When they tell you about race, I was thinking about 2006 in the World Cup, when Trinidad and Tobago make the World Cup for the first time, the Soca Warriors, right? And I want you to think about the jubilation in the streets. And it wasn't black people jumping up with black people and Indian people jumping up with Indian people. It was Trinbagonians jumping up together. And everybody had a time together. We lined that whole day. And then we sit down and we watch the World Cup and we watch Trinidad and Tobago team, the Soca Warriors, represent this country and the people. And we were all supporting them and rooting for them together. I want you to think about West Indies cricket. That's what I want all you to think about. I want you to think about disasters. When we have disasters in this country, whether it's flooding or wherever it is, how we just come out regardless of race and anything else, regardless of Indian and African, and we just come out and help each other. Those are the things that I want all you to think about. And dismiss and turn a deaf ear to that stupid conversation. We take a break. When we come back, we have the birthday. Stay tuned.
The following is a paid political advertisement.
I retired in 2002. When I retired, my pension was $1,000 from NIS. When Mr. Bicester came into power in 2010, my pension rose to $3,000. Now I'm hearing PNM say, if you have money saved, they could take away your pension. I can't wait to vote UNC again. When UNC wins, senior citizens like myself win.
That was a paid political advertisement.
The St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival 2025 on May 6th. Pure Jazz featuring Mateo Mancuso. On May 8th, Grammy-nominated Jasmine Hahn. I remember you. On May 7th, Kingdom Night, Maverick City Music. Gospel powerhouse Tasha Cobbs Leonard. On May 9th, Beanie Man and Bounty Killer unite. Young Brother, Patrice Roberts, Ricky T, The Story. On May 10th, the world unite for World Beats. Nigeria's Ruga. Joe Duet Feely. Summer Walker. The ultimate celebration on May 11th. Ronald Boo Hinkson. John Legend's soulful voice. Dance under the stars to Earth, Wind and Fire's hits. Purchase tickets at stluciajazzandartsfestival.com.
Brace yourself for the 3rd edition of Jazz and Wine, a soulful musical experience that is more than jazz. on Sunday, April 27th from 4 p.m. featuring the pianist known for his dynamic stage presence and passion, Dane Goulston, and his live band. Master saxophonist Pedro Lazama, captivating violinist Andre Donowa, the powerhouse vocals of Paula Salandi Green, Kevin Humphrey, and local recording artist Nisa. Also center stage, the dynamic musical ensemble Freetown Collective. This event is definitely more than jazz, creating unforgettable memories. Sunday, April 27th at the enchanting Outdoor Garden Theater, Queens Hall, from 4 p.m. Tickets available at Java Nation, Queens Park East, and online at islandetickets.com or call 737-2373 to arrange delivery. Jazz and wine. Miss it? No way.
Before you take your omega-3 supplement, check for the natural product number NPN on the label. This unique code shows that Jameson products have approved rigorous Health Canada testing for safety and effectiveness. Unlike some supplements that carry disclaimers like not approved by the FDA, Jameson Omega-3 is the trusted choice, offering 1800 milligrams of EPA and DHA for heart health. Choose quality. Choose Jameson.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
All right, people, we're back, and do not forget, immediately following the repeat of this program, you have a powerful word from the San Juan Revival Ministries Christian Union Church, so look out for that. That's coming up after the repeat of this program. We got some birthdays to get to, and we're going to get to that, because I think I said all that I need to say. I will not waste any more time on this ridiculous race baiting, and I'll leave that right there. It's sickening, and it has no place in this country, okay? Yeah, birthdays. So we got to say happy birthday going out to Candace. Wishing her many more birthdays to come, along with God's grace, good health, and strength from her entire family. Candace, happy birthday to you. And I feel like Candace was in one of my events, and on face looking real familiar. We are also sending birthday greetings to Harry, a.k.a. Love Harry Charan. All right, who is celebrating his birthday today. Wishing him all God's blessings, health, and strength, coming from his wife, 2 children, his daughter-in-law, and his granddaughter. Keep up the good work, Stefan and team. God bless you. Thank you so much. And good morning. I would like to wish a very special happy 73rd birthday to Pearl Kanai, who is celebrating her birthday today, April the 14th. We pray that God continues to bless her with many more wonderful years to come, and a happy and safe birthday. Coming from her 4 kids, Charmaine, Kathleen, Raul, and Lystra, and her 2 grandkids, Nathaniel and Natalia. Yeah. And finally, I have to say happy birthday to my mother. And there she is with her 2 grandchildren, conservative Gianni on the right, and, well, just by the smile you could tell, the most animated of all, Dimitri. All right, so that's Gianni and Dimitri. That's my sisters, my deceased sisters, 2 children who grew up with my mother and my stepfather. That's my 2 nephews. And my mother celebrates her birthday today. And she having a horrible birthday, you know. Director, happy birthday, Bobby. I know she's watching. Director, before we go, if my mother's birthday is today, but she's not in the country, that means I get away from buying a gift, right? No? Okay, all right, no problem. All right, but she have a problem now. She have a little problem. Hear this one real quick. Gianni has to come back here because he can't stay, his student visa is up now in United States. He didn't get a job. So, he's looking for a job right now, so he had to come back to Trinidad in IT and that kind of thing, right? But during the pandemic, he got this emotional support pet, a rabbit now. And when he was traveling, he could not come with the rabbit because apparently you can't travel from Tampa with the rabbit. You had to travel out of Miami. So the rabbit now had to stay. So Gianni here, but the rabbit had to stay and my mother had to bring this rabbit. So she comes, she get the call to start with, and then she had to go and see about all the documents for this rabbit. Yeah? And then she had to move, she had to drive down to Miami, which is about a 3-hour drive, to go to Miami airport because the rabbit, they don't fly out of Tampa with pets. It has to be out of Miami. I don't know why, don't ask me why. I can't understand why that's even a rule. But nevertheless, so she has to fly back home with this rabbit tomorrow. And needless to say, she and that rabbit don't get along at all. I fed up talking to my mother on the phone, and here she buffing this rabbit. Boy, you know, don't do that. Don't do it. Don't go there. I fed up here, she buffing this rabbit. Lord Father. So I'll tell you what. That's my mother whole birthday today. Is trying to get this rabbit out of America and back to Trinidad for Gianni. Lord Father. The things that grandparents will go through for their grandchildren, eh? Yeah, that was me. Gianni had luck, you know. That rabbit staying in Tampa. Anyway, we are out for today. Until tomorrow, people have a great day. We out.
Good morning. Welcome to Breaking Dawn.